Hi everybody, Cheryl coming to you from the Ladies Garden and Home. Today I'm going to plant up some of the flowers that I sowed using a variety of different winter sowing methods. So I thought I'd show you the results and take you along. I hope you join me. So these are the flowers that I sowed not in my little mini greenhouse and not indoors. These are ones that I put out in February in these various methods and just waited for them to germinate and grow. So this is the alyssum, and I'll tell you what I liked and did not like about this method. It did work, which I liked. The only problem with this is that because these containers, these are like fruit containers or vegetable containers, have so many holes along the bottom. This ended up getting dried out pretty quickly, and there were a couple of times that I had to bring it inside the house and water it. Not a big deal, but if I had had a lot of them in this method, I think that would have not been so easy. And then these were fine, except I had to cut along the middle of the jug and then tape it up. Not that big of a deal. Let's see how it worked. Okay, let's open up the sweet peas first. This is the first time I've opened them since I put them in here, and this was sweet peas. All right, this is already getting to be a little aggravating, but that's okay. All right, let me cut this. I want to be gentle because I don't know what's on the other side. I don't want to damage any of the plants. Nope. Okay. Here are the sweet peas. Not so great germination. As you can see, half of it is fine. I thought maybe they'd be a little bigger at this point. Okay. Let's look at the hollyhocks now. Ooh. Ooh, look at that. All right, we have very good germination, and they're pretty tall, and I'm going to plant these up in my bulb bed back there. Come with me. This is the bulb bed. I call it that because I planted up a whole bunch of bulbs a couple of falls ago, and as you can see, my daffodils and tulips are done. I've got some irises coming on, and I've got some lily of the valley, and my goal is to have something blooming in here throughout the year, but I haven't really established this as a perennial bed. I'm going to be filling in with some of these annuals. So because with daffodils and tulips it's important for their greenery to die back naturally to kind of give the plant more nutrition and give that nutrition back to the bulbs, I'm going to look for holes where I can plant a few at a time. And this is under a tree, so I do get some roots around here. I've already amended this soil with a couple of inches of compost. Now let's see if I can get these out gently. Without breaking the plants. Okay. Alrighty. Now, I'm going to plant a few at a time, so I think I'm just going to break this up in chunks. Okay. Some of these seedlings are very tiny, so it's interesting with the winter sowing method, they really don't have the same rate of germination. Some come up earlier than the others. Hopefully as they grow they won't have too much transplant shock and they'll straighten up. We've had a lot of rain overnight and the soil is nice and moist. Oh, hello, Mr. Worm. And there's a little bit of a break right now. We're going to be getting a lot more rain. Oh, hello, another Mr. Worm. We're going to be getting a lot more rain this afternoon, so I thought I'd jump out here. Okay, let's break off another piece. That's a pretty big chunk. All right, let's see how that does in here. As these start getting bigger, these will die back naturally. And let's find another spot. Got enough for about 2 more plantings. All right, here's another spot. Right behind. Oop, I just dug up a bulb that did not come up this year. All right, I'm putting it back in. That's not a good spot. Maybe I'll move the lantern here for now. Okay. And I'm just digging a hole approximately the same length as the soil block that I have here. Okay, the hollyhocks are done. The sweet peas I would like to put on the outside of this little teepee thing that it's just an upside down tomato cage really. But I put the peas on the inside, the little bit of support, and also this little plastic chicken wire here I put around it just so that the rabbits wouldn't eat the peas. It's been working so far, so that's good. But what I'd like to do with the sweet peas is put them on the outside here, with my thinking being that the sweet peas will probably outlast the peas, and I'll pull them, you know, when they turn yellow and fade out. But the sweet peas will hopefully, if I prune them, this is an easy place for me to be able to get to them and access them. If I prune them and deadhead them, they should last pretty much all season. They did that the last time I planted them. So let's try that. This was just a mixture of a couple of different colors of sweet peas that I had. Let's see how I can take this out gently. This I've got also in this bed a lot of cabbage and a lot of calendula growing wild that, no, this is not going to be easy to get out. Oh, Spoke too soon. Well, problem is my hand's not big enough to get around it. Let's see if I can. All right, well, I did have to disrupt the roots, which I'm not happy about, but I got them out. Okay, that's a pretty deep root, so I dug a pretty deep hole. Okay. Lots and lots of calendula seedlings. Last year I gave up on the war and I just let them grow pretty wild wherever they wanted to be, but this year I want to really kind of keep this in check. I want this bed for other things besides calendula, as much as I love calendula. All right, now I'm going to do one here. I know, I'm not supposed to walk on it. Sometimes there's nothing else you can do. All right, that's all planted up. So what I think, maybe next year, I need to start the sweet peas a little earlier to get them a little bit further along. But this method did work for them, so I'm not complaining. Let's see how our plastic bag method turned out. Let's see, I want to open up the marigolds. Woo! Let me see if I have to, let me take these off the sticks that were anchoring these in place. These are just bamboo canes. That worked pretty good. There are the marigolds. Let's see, what do we have in here? Oh, zinnias. Look at that. They're already nice and tall. Ooh, it looks like I have something besides a zinnia in here too. Not sure what that is. And cosmos. Oh, I'm a little disappointed. They're still pretty small and there aren't that many of them. But wondering if I should leave them in the bag and see if any more will germinate. I'm not sure. I don't need to plant everything today, and frankly, I don't have time to before it starts raining again, so let's go with what we got. All right, here's the milkweed that I'm planting for the monarch butterflies. Very nice. They grew much better in this method than they did when I tried to start them from seed indoors last year. These are bachelor buttons. These look like they're really ready to get out of the bag. So let's try to, I'll do those in the marigolds. And then poppies. Oh, it looks like I had some going and they died. I don't know what happened. I don't know if the heat got them or the frost, but if you see inside there, there's some that are living, some that are not. Okay. let's go ahead and plant up some marigolds. So in this bed here, I planted up my onions, beets. I direct sowed some carrots that haven't started coming up yet. And yesterday, before the rain, I planted up, there are 14 tomato plants. And I'm planting them much more closely than I did last year. But I left room and some holes for some marigolds that I want to put in amongst the tomatoes. Okay, so I'm going to cut this bag down the side here and hopefully be able to just kind of grab what I need without disturbing the rest of them. All right, we got a little tiny one right here. Okay, the marigolds are now in amongst the tomatoes, and these are going to be my slicing tomatoes. And even though I haven't amended this bed yet, I'm going to be clearing out some of the celery, and this is where all my sauce tomatoes are going to go. So in order to have marigold, which is a very nice companion plant, I went ahead and put them in here on each of the four corners. Well, although it's been spritzing pretty much the entire time I've been doing this video, it's now starting to drizzle, which means the heavy rain's coming in and I want to get my camera and myself out of the rain. Just a note, the reason why I didn't water in anything that I transplanted today is because if it's going to rain for the next 24 hours or so, you really don't need to, which is one of the reasons why I love planting right before it rains. I wish I could have done a little bit more with you today, but I think you got the idea and what I thought were pretty successful winter sowing experiments. Every single one of the methods worked, and you know, if you have a preferred method, stick with it, and if you got some inspiration for next winter, I hope this helped. Anyway, I wanted to thank you for joining me today in the garden on this drizzly day. And remember to stay to the end, because I'm going to show you a clip of Our Lady, who, you know, was the namesake of this channel. And I hope you enjoy that. And from the Lady's Garden and Home, enjoy your gardening journey. Bye! Say goodbye, Layla. Layla says goodbye.